Hey everybody, I hope you are doing well and having an excellent week. So it's been a while since I've done the mask test, and this is a test where I test out foundations to see if they are mask worthy or mask wearable. Um, because there's still a lot of states um, that are wearing a mask, and so we need to know the foundation go-tos that will, you know, endure wearing a mask throughout the day. So I've done 3 mask tests so far with 3 different foundations, and those are on my channel. And I will be linking all 3 of those mask tests in the description box at the bottom. Um, right, I've already have my eye makeup done, and I will show you what that looks like. And all of my what I used is UD primer potion, and this is an original. And let's see here. I used a brush to apply, and also I brought one of my jugs. I have 2 great big jugs that look like this that hold a lot of product, and because I go back and forth so much with all the different product I have, some things are heavy go to, and I'm always reaching for them. So while some are put away, in containers and stuff. I keep a lot up in 2 jugs that I have. So this jug with me does not have the liner that I used. It's in my other jug. Um, just a minute. Let me go get that so that you know what my liner is. Alright, everybody. So one side of my face is already done to save time. And my products are that I'm using. I've already showed you Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is my waterline liner that I use. This is Coal Kajal. And this is in Blackest Black. Alright. Then I used my BH Diamond April palette. Alright. And my colors are Stunning, Fearless on the outside, Diamond on the very inner corner, and Suave as a liner underneath. You'll see. Alright. And then my mascara is Lorac Pro. Alright. And this is in black. Alright. So since that is already done, let's see, there we go. Alright. That is all done. I will show you what my face looks like on one side. And then I still have the other side of my face. I did the majority of it. I just have a little bit. And today I'm not using a sponge. I'm using my stipple brush. The one thing I found doing the mask test, I used a sponge all 3 times, and um, my thought is that, um, since this is about, um, you're wearing a mask over your foundation. Okay, so this is before my blush and highlight. You really need to beef up, if you will. Um, um, you really need to beef up um, your foundation because, a mask is on it, So, since no one is going to be seeing your face, um, because um, it's going to be covered, uh, really um, fortifying your foundation is, more important right now. If everyone you came in contact with during the day saw your face, it would be different. They're not. So, you really do need to fortify your makeup. So what I did was, instead of using um, my sponge, I used my stipple brush. This is my e.l.f. small stipple brush. This is what I'm going to be using today. And I'm using this foundation, L'Oreal Infallible Makeup Advanced Never Fail 18 Hour. All right. Okay. Now, the thing is about this foundation, they have this foundation on the website for $14.95. It's in there. All right. But they said that you cannot get the foundation on their site anymore. Why it's still on there, I don't know. And then they have where they have, I can't show you the website, but they do have um, right underneath, before you click on uh, the name of the foundation, to go in, and look at all the colors and, decide which foundation you want. It has underneath the photo where to buy. So you go in there and they have like a map. You click on that where to buy, and there's a map in there, and a place to put your zip code so you can find the nearest location um, to buy the foundation. And so you can do that. All right. There's also another place, if you want like this foundation or you already have it and can't find it. There's another website that you can buy this foundation, and it's called Buy Me Beauty. BUY. Um, you know what? Just a minute. I want to look that up and make sure I'm giving you the exact address. That's where I found the foundation, because when I went in to buy it, it said that there was nowhere even near me where I could buy it. So I had to buy mine online. So you may or may not have to do that. I don't know, depending on your location. Um, so that's what I did. Is I went in to that online store, and there you get it at a discount. So all right. So I think this other side is on pretty well. I might go over the very top. I really went over um, my nose area with these mask tests. Um, right on the bridge has been an area. So slightly patchy. When I take off the mask, it has been with the foundations I've used slightly patchy. So I'm going to fix that. Um, now, the next foundation of my mask test, I won't be using my stipple brush because it sets really quickly. So I don't have enough time to use this to apply the foundation. So with that, I will be using my sponge and I will be applying twice. So that's what I will be doing with that one. You'll find out what foundation that is. So I will look for you all the places that you can get this foundation if you like it. I still don't understand why L'Oreal has done that way, but as far as on their site, um, because it's right in there with all the rest, and it has how much and then it even says underneath the picture of the foundation, for to buy, click to buy. You go in there and you can click it to purchase, and then a page comes up that says that they no longer have it online. So and that the places to buy are right below. um, you X out of that page and it goes back to the front page of their website with all the foundations. Or no, back in where that foundation is to buy. And underneath the picture of the foundation and all the colors is where to buy, all the locations, and that's when you click that. And you either put in the zip code or exactly where you are. There's a map. And so, again, I can't show you the website, but I can go in and show you where to buy. It's called, um, it's called buymebeauty.com. Buyme, and then beauty, Beauty, and then .com. All right. They have that. Um, I could try, I can't even show you. But what I can do is put it in Google right now and see what Google pulls up. Um, I can kind of understand. I can kind of understand. Um, I can kind of understand why they um, um, have it in there that they left the product itself, but with the price and then click to buy in there. I don't like that. If they just had the product in there and to show you what product they're talking about, and then underneath that, not with click to buy, and then pick out the colors, but if it was just um, the product to show you, and then all the places that you could buy the product, that would be all right. That's telling you they're no longer selling it on there. But these are all the places that you can get that. They didn't do it that way. So I can kind of understand why some people would find it, misleading. So, all right. So I can't show you right now But what I'm going to do is, um, um, when I post the video, I will list in the description, okay, all the places that I could find where you can buy it, and you can go to those places. So that's what I'll do. All right, so I have the other side of my face done. Again, this I used my stipple, and the next foundation I won't be. So, all right, okay. This side I still need to do. Um, I still need to do. I still need to do my. All right, all right. I still need to do my other makeup, so I'm doing that. Um, and I did show you my eyes, maybe not very well. I'll take another photo to show you my eye look for today. All right. Okay, so again, Fearless is on the outer corner, and Fearless is on the outer corner, and Stunning is all over the lower lid. Stunning's all over the lower lid. Fearless is on the outer corner, and then on the bottom is Swab underneath, which I don't know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Fit Me today for powder, um, and we'll see how that does. Um, and Fit Me does have a it does have a sponge and a mirror. I do not use a sponge. I use my brush, and this is an e.l.f. brush. It's a powder brush. All right. So I will make sure I put in the description box buymebeauty.com, and then all the other places. I don't know if I will be using L'Oreal site to find the place, because kind of different the way that they um, set that up. It's kind of, in my opinion, hard to use. Okay, so I powdered, and now I'm going to put my blush on, and my blush is Fit Me Maybelline, and this is in mauve. All right. Okay, so and it will look exactly like the other side when I'm done. Now on my math test, I'm not going to be going a super long time, because I really don't think we need to know. I don't think it's going to take, hours upon hours upon hours, to see if this is going to hold up. I mean, we should know within an hour or two what it's doing. So, you know, so I'm just not going to, it'll be a couple of hours, and then we'll find out, how everything looks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a before photo of both sides of my face, where the strings go, and on top of my nose. I'm doing it all over, um, a before and then an after. So we will have those side by side and we will see what has held up. You know, that's what we'll do. All right. So I'm almost done with my blush and then my highlight. All right. So this is my highlight, Master Holographic Maybelline Prismatic highlighter. And this highlighter is just a beautiful, really, really, really beautiful. So this is what I will be wearing today. And I will also post the video. I did a video of just this highlighter showing just how prismatic and beautiful it is. I will be posting that at the bottom of this video so you can see that. All right, so I have my blush and my highlight on, and I will be showing you what that looks like. And then I will put my mask on, and uh, we will see in a few hours how everything looks. Oh, and I don't know if I told you. After my waterline liner, my last liner that I use is Milani, and this is waterproof stay put matte eyeliner, 17-hour wear, and I use that for my top lashes. And then um, I did show you. I go back and forth between this and Milani. This also comes in a matte automatic pen and matte pencil that you have to sharpen. So I have the automatic pen. And then they also have Milani Supreme Cold Gel eyeliner, which is what I'm using today. I'm not using the automatic pen. So that is that. All right, I have all of that on. And my last that I'm going to do is my setting spray. And this was my primer that I used today before my foundation. All right, visually blurs imperfection, reduces appearance of pores, primes for smoother looking even skin, lightweight, non-oily formula, does not clog pores. And this is a really liquidy, if you will, silicone feeling primer. So if you can see, I don't know if the light will show you, but yeah, like so. You see that? Like finger marks, and it's not real shiny. The top is usually very shiny, like the lid. See how shiny that is? But it isn't as much because I've been using this to apply, and I haven't wiped my hands off before I put the top back on. So that's what it does. So there's a whole bunch of finger marks from product use. So now, all right, this is the last thing I'll be using is my Milani setting spray. And just a heads up, if you get this, I got Make It Last with sunscreen SPF 30. This smells and tastes like hairspray, aerosol hairspray if you get it. So, all right, here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and spray. You don't have to shake it. All right, there we go. There's no shaking. It's just locks in makeup up to 16 hours and keeps color from fading and settling into creases with pollution shield, UVA, UVB protection. Close eyes, hold bottle 8 to 10 inches away from face and spray in zigzag formation. Do not spray directly into eyes. All right, and then it has all the sunscreen at the bottom to show you. All right, so that is my setting spray, and this is going to wrap up this for right now. I'm going to wait just a few minutes, and then I will be putting on the mask, and I'll do my mask test, and that will be all for about a couple of hours, and we will see. Oh, let me get my before and after done. I'm going to do both sides, so you can see that, and we will see what the mask has done, uh, if it's made any marks in my face or what. So that is what we will do. All right. I will take one of my nose. So, all right. All right, I have one in my nose. I have one. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other side of my face. And then we will rephoto when I come back. Okay, so we have befores and we will have afters also when I get back, and we can see what it did. Alright, here we go. Okay, I will quickly show you. Okay, here's the before. Here's the before. Okay. Alright, one in my nose. And then the other before. Okay, and that's a really good before. I think I might take another before and different light on the other side, and then I will be taking all the afters. All right, so everybody, now I'm putting on my mask. That setting spray is still a little bit. All right, so okay. All right. This is the mask I will be wearing today. I haven't had to wear this mask much. It's been a while, so but the last time I wore the mask, there was mask foundation. I'll show you the foundation rubbed off on the very top there, as you can see right there. So, and then it did come off on the side where the strings were. So, that's it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the mask this time inside out, the other way, so the white portion will be against my face. That way we will know if anything is rubbed off in front and on the sides. So that's what we will do. So, okay. So, so I hope that the rest of your day goes well, and I will see you tonight. All right. So. I'm fanning my face just a little bit because it's still a little tacky. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to show you it is on my face. All right. One more photo so you can see that it's on my face. And then all right. All right. This is what this looks like. And I will see you. I will see you here in just a little bit. All right, everybody. See you guys in a couple of hours. Hey, everybody. It is now. Just a minute here. (7:11 p.m. where I am. It's 7:11. Okay. And so the biggest thing with these masks is humidity. Humidity in the mask. That's a big problem with the breakdown of foundation on the face, and also with the mask sitting on the person's nose and chin and other areas of the face like the cheeks with the with this with these. So this is what happened with my mask today, is it did rub. uh, it didn't on my nose at all. I'll explain that, but it did down here. Can you see this right here? Down in here. All right. It did on my chin, and enough. It's patchy there. I'll show you. And then a little bit in the middle, which I didn't even notice until now, but just a little bit on the sides of my face. This, if you can see that, pink. And then the same on this side. And what I did was I heavily reinforced my nose. So after I used my stipple brush and went all over my face, I took some foundation on my finger and I went over my nose again on the bridge and the end and on the sides, and then wait powdered and let it set, and then use my setting spray. So my nose is good. My nose looked good when I photoed it. Nothing is missing off my nose. Now the first couple of times I did the mask test, same thing happened, and I said, what you need to do is really reinforce the areas that are going to be that the mask is going to be sitting on heavily while you're wearing it. Really reinforce those areas with foundation and build up. I mean, if you're not taking your mask off during the day at all and no one's going to see your face, then even if your face has, it looks caked up a little bit, no one's going to be seeing that because the mask is covering that. So really the only place that they would see your face is at the side, but even that they're not really seeing anything because it's still mask. So for people that wear their mask all day long and the mask goes up high on the nose, the bridge of the nose, all the way down underneath the chin, or at least right under the very where the chin, your chin bone is, so to speak, goes a little bit underneath there. Okay, and then the straps come up over your ears. No one's going to be seeing any of that area. So what you want to do is really, really build it up in those areas. So in case it did, in case the mask did do all the things, you know, take a little bit off the top so it's patchy. No one will see that. But at the same time, I understand, um, you know, not wanting that. Okay, so this is my nose. Okay, tonight. I just took this when I took the mask off. That's my nose. It is not patchy at all. Okay, it didn't. But after I used my stipple brush, I went over my nose several times with my stipple brush, and then I took just my finger, okay, and a little bit of foundation on my finger, and put it on my nose. So, because I really wanted to, you know, build it up there so that it wouldn't. Okay, now where it did, okay, and this is with flash. This is with flash, so that you can see my nose is guarded. My nose on top and on the sides, no foundation is missing. But like I said, I really built it up. Now this is my chin, all right? That's my chin, and you can see it's patchy there because I didn't build it up as much, and I should have. Here's another one of my chin, and you can see the patchiness there right at the bottom. And even more so, this is a closer up, and there's the patchy again. So, all right, now I took a photo of the mask at the bottom, and you can see the pink a little bit at the bottom. Um, you can see it a little bit at the bottom there. See? At the very bottom of the photo. Um, okay, now as far as if you like this foundation, now if I would have spent more time building up on my chin the way I did my nose, it wouldn't have done that. But I noticed that when I was breathing, I'm breathing through my nose, not my mouth. So when I was breathing, I could feel the heat, and humidity. Humidity is in the mask. So when I'm breathing down on my chin, and I think that was a lot of that. But if I would have built it up again, like I did my nose with my finger, take foundation after my stipple brush, and really build it up on my chin, I think it would have been the same as my nose. So, um, okay, but if you truly want to know where to get this foundation, I'm not upset with the foundation because, when L'Oreal put this out, and all the other foundations and everything, I mean, a lot of them weren't going for mask proof, They were going for, waterproof and humidity, but in the air, humidity in the air. So you're sitting in a room or you're sitting outside, nothing's on your face, it's just humid outside. That's what they were going for. They're now within the last maybe 6 months to a year, um, some brands have been putting out foundations that say they're mask proof. I don't know about those because I don't have any like that. I'm just, I have been getting the foundations that say they're 16-hour to 24-hour wear, you know, um, you know, fights make it melt down, transfer proof, humidity proof, waterproof, all of that, you know, but I mean, unless it actually says it's mask proof, and then of course, as a reviewer, we're going to test that out to make sure it really is, and if it isn't, we're going to say so. None of the foundations that I have that claim. None of them do. But several of them that I have. 24-hour wear, humidity proof, waterproof, transfer proof. So, we test those claims to make sure they are doing what they say. Okay, so now I can't show you the website, but it says in here in L'Oreal's website, right underneath the product, it says right underneath, save it and find nearby. Okay, so when I clicked find nearby, it said find a store, and then it says your current location or your zip code. So you put one of those in. Then underneath there it says within 5 miles, and then when it's like a drop down menu, and the most is 50 miles, and you can do a search. So you can probably find it where you are. I put 50 miles in where I am, and there was no uh, it had no results. Then there's a map right under all of that, and it tells you how to work the map, but you have to go on their site to do that. Now, for me, it was just easier to go on to Buy Me Beauty um, .com, and I will be putting that information um, in there. But yeah, it's buymebeauty.com, and that's where I bought this. So, I'm not real happy with L'Oreal for the way they did this. To put the product on the website is one thing. To let them know that it's not on there available to buy is something else. They should have done that. They, excuse me. They have the amount, they have the price of the product, but they don't, when you go, and they even says buy. It even says there's a button there that says click to buy, and you go in to click to buy, and then it says, you can't buy on their site, and then it says, but you can click this little link down here, and it will show you all the places that you can buy the product. Well, they should have fixed that. So, um, I like the product. Um, as far as the mask, like I said, there was no claim there. But because it's so humidity, I think, again, if I would have built up my chin a lot more, and just a finger, not my stipple brush, but just taking my finger and going in with 2 applications over my chin, I think it would have been all right. And even if I took off like a top layer, even if it did that with the humidity, it still would have had a top layer. And I mean, even if you had to go into the bathroom sometime during the day and reapply just one little layer, and wait for it to set. Now, something else, my setting spray. I used my Milani setting spray and it didn't set it. So I finally used my Smashbox, and that set very well. So, I have another video coming out here soon, the hits and misses. So I've already got a full lineup there. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, even though I didn't like what it did on my chin, if I would have built it up better, I think it would have gotten an A, because it certainly. This is the first time my nose did not get patchy. I applied with brush. I built it up again in certain key places with my finger, and my face is intact. My blush is there, my highlight is there. Nothing's missing at all. It just my chin. But the mask was heavily on my chin, and I didn't build it up. So, um, this is what I look like. This is what I look like when we. That's what I look like. So, so what uh, I'm going to pass this foundation as a um, um, it in my opinion it did win the mask test. I've had tried others, and I didn't build them up like I did this one. So, in my opinion, and I mean, it looks heavy. The makeup looks, I mean, my makeup looks heavy, but you're wearing a mask, so no one is going to see it. And mine, it might have even looked cakey in some places, but again, you're not seeing that now. I want to show you my face. This is my face, okay? And in my opinion, it looks good. For wearing a mask for 2 hours, I think it looks good. So, I've got all my um, stuff on. Nothing's come off. So I'm passing this foundation. I think it did good. I think that if you build it up, like I said, in those key areas, even up where your cheeks are, if you take your finger and go over those areas where the strap itself is going to be, um, in other areas of the mask, I think it will do well. So, swatch. All right, everybody. That is all for this video. And this does not oxidize. What you see is what you get. So, that is all for this video. I approve this foundation. So, have a good one, everybody. And I will see you in a later video. Bye, everybody.